And how is Draco in there?
Exactly. No, Ragnar.
You fuck up.
Don't want nice people anymore.
But it's the only room with that's the only bathroom in the house.
Your problem.
I mean,
No, there's one in the kitchen. For some reason.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
know
the only
why.
bath-
Or, no, in dining room.
yeah, but it doesn't have a bathtub.
Either the toilets.
Oh yeah,
Or
you don't
toilets.
live
Holes
here.
in the ground.
No,
not
those
for
are toilets there.
No, those are holes in the ground with seats.
Doesn't have a 20-foot long bathtub.
Oh my god.
20-foot bathtub. We'll bathe the fucking elephant in it.
Why are you bathing someone else's house though?
It's fun! That's all I can imagine. Oh dear.
Alright.
So why are we? So what's the reason why everyone's in my house right now?
My character wouldn't be there.
Okay.
He's gonna arrive.
I'll probably tell you I got a message on the way. Like someone sent some information.
My character
Maybe.
probably just likes to come and visit because
My
hi.
character's your bodyguard. He has to show up every day.
Yeah. So I assume the idea is I'm gonna get a message from someone, then eventually everyone starts showing up, and then I explain to you that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I have my peoples here, right? Let's see, 1, 2.
They appear in
And
power.
now they all turn into bats. I mean, not
What
all
are
the bats.
those?
My servants.
Bad people.
Those,
You have-
the
One
bats.
of those is literally Art of Sebastian from Black Butler.
It's fine.
Ah, that's what it was.
Amazing.
I knew it was familiar. I knew.
I just grabbed people. They're in my character sheet if you want to see what they look like. I just googled vampire butler.
I like your boots.
What are their names? Do
Um,
they have names?
Yeah, they're at the bottom. Yeah. They're underneath the art. Emma, Benjamin, and Anna. So Emma and Anna. So Emma and Anna don't talk. Their tongues have been cut out.
Yeah.
And Benjamin usually doesn't talk. He usually whispers in Anastasia's ear about stuff. This way, we don't have neither me or Amber don't have to roleplay like a million characters or whatever. And Amber
Gotcha.
could just be like, your butler whispers this in your ear, right? We don't have to like go back and forth too much.
Cool.
Like messages and stuff like that.
So I guess I just kind of wondering.
Am I supposed to? Is something supposed to happen first, Ember, or does everyone wander in?
Yes. So it's pretty late in the morning, 11:30. Bustling streets. We've been through this. Interrupting the quiet of your house, however, there's a knock at the door.
I assume the butler answers, not me.
Yep.
It's a face of butler. Like, get that.
The butler answers the door, and in front of the butler is a familiar-looking face. Something that you personally, Anastasia, have never had great relationships with. It's Grigori, the personal servant to the High Inquisitor. Hello. I don't take it Anastasia's home today.
Like I guess the butler would nod and like put up a like gestures him to come in,
Yes, of course.
and then like when he's in the hall, he would go and get her, and yeah, then she comes out.
Ah, your cleanliness. Pardon?
Yeah, so she's just like, oh, hi, Grigori, can I help you?
Yes, the High Inquisitor wishes to see you today. Very important.
Are you privy to know what's so important?
It's something about to travel to Tollbite. He didn't give me the specifics. He says I'm not worthy of them.
Figure. Okay, well, thank you for the information.
Of course, he expects you in about an hour.
as he's going out, there'd be a second knock on the door.
Yeah. She would probably just tell him like, "I'll be there once my companions arrive."
Ah, yes, of course. Ta-ta now. I must be getting back.
Yeah, the butler opens the door for him.
Yeah, on the other end, Anatoly's there.
Ah, hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. And he leaves as quickly as possible.
Yeah. As Anatoly's entering. I must apologize for my late arrival, Lady Anastasia. What is that little runt doing here?
Business with the High Inquisitor.
Understood.
What held you up?
Family business.
Hmm.
Needed a few deals signed out.
Fair.
Even with my duties here, can't exactly neglect the merchant's trade.
Right.
Have to keep up appearances.
Yes.
What business do you think they have in Tolbite?
No idea. Do we have, out of character, do we have any information on something happening in Tolbite?
You personally do not have any information of what's happening in Tolbite, other than like war campaigns that really don't involve the work of an Inquisitor.
Maybe the
Anything back
situation.
from like trade runners or anything?
Pardon?
Anything back from like merchants who I presume would be running supply trains and shit?
Other than the normal blockade that stops ships from getting to Kurdstad, currently, not much.
Okay.
The war efforts have changed.
I doubt I'll get any more information, but if Null was spending their morning in the taverns and stuff before coming here, would they have heard any rumors or anything?
Rumors from Tolbite? No.
Okay.
Also, are just Draco and Null just like in the place, or are there just are the tokens just there?
I was
Null's there.
thinking Null came for a visit and
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just at the door.
I guess you get let in too, and then
I mean, Antal and the little tiny guy just walks past me while I'm at the door. I guess.
oh well, we're all here. So yeah, within the hour, we need to visit the High Inquisitor. Assume if I'm traveling, you guys should be privy to the conversation.
I was gonna ask if you thought all of us needed to join you, or if it was just your business.
If I'm traveling, I assume you guys are coming with me, so...
Alright.
As her bodyguard, I would have to.
So yeah, so...
I can't wait to see to see Tolbite and see all the differences.
Yeah, Anastasia nods, but first we should have brunch.
Food! And Null kind of just starts running towards the dining hall.
Yeah. Anastasia walks towards her.
You humans are spoiled.
Quite the excitable, annoying one. That what was her name? Null. Yes.
Null is bouncing in their seat ever so slightly as they wait for food.
Yeah, it's like brunch, so it's like a mixture of just like, it's always gonna be like sweet stuff, because Anastasia likes sweet stuff, so like, it's just gonna be probably like...
Null's happy that they're getting fed.
Yeah,
It
like
doesn't matter what
breakfast foods, but also like the pancakes with lots of syrup and stuff, and just... Yeah.
I'll turn to be over here.
Very fattening
cookies and
foods.
tarts and stuff like that.
I guess while we're eating, Anastasia's like, do you, any business from you? Information?
Who was you talking to?
General. The echo.
Yeah.
What did you do, Ragnar? Why are you echoing?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it is. I really don't.
You have headphones or anything on?
Yep. That's what I'm
Then
using.
I have no idea.
Is your volume too high in your headphones, echoing into the speaker?
Is that better?
I mean, it depends on when we talk, so maybe.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, as Angel just mentioned, there's some rabble going on in the streets, but nothing serious that we need to report.
Unless you're looking for information about, problems with spice shipments, then can't exactly help you.
I guess it's fairly quiet, so I guess this is the only priority we have.
Anatoly would look down further to the at the further end of the table. What about you? Looking towards Draco. Anything to add?
Know what these symbols are?
Oh, so I see you forgot pretty much what happened to you in the past week as well. Okay.
Oh, I do remember that one guy.
One guy? Is that
Yeah. I remember getting into a little ordeal with somebody. That's about it.
you yourself? Or
Me, myself, as Draco, killing a guy in town with no memory.
oh, I thought you said you had another ordeal with someone, like something was going on. Remind them.
No.
What about you, Noel?
The tavern was quite quiet this morning, so I didn't get any new information for you.
Things are all quiet here. I'm doing a good job. Smile.
When's the last time you had a struggle, though?
And what?
You had a struggle. Like, dealing with the nobles or other lawmakers.
The only time I've ever had a problem was the time I died, I guess. Other than that, everything was fairly kept decent by me. And after that, even more decent, now that I don't play as nice anymore.
That is true, milady. You have not needed to call on me to handle a problem in a while, actually.
I suppose the last time that you really needed to step in was when I came to you for help a few months ago.
Yes. I haven't had problems lately since I've been taking care of them. But maybe with this new information something will come of it. We still have the box to deal with.
Have you heard anything from it recently?
No.
It's been quiet.
That's why we haven't had anything to do lately.
What did you say was the last thing it told you?
Ember?
The last thing it would have told, Anastasia was basically the first things it ever said, because he does not have a lot of power to speak at this current moment, was to do whatever he could, or whatever Anastasia can, to try to curb the war, to have the destruction of this world end.
Okay. Nothing special or no guidance throughout the however long ago this was when we found the box?
He's unable to.
Okay. And we
So
haven't...
in a way, we have no idea on how to start
Yeah,
swaying
yeah.
the.
It's up to us then, basically. How long
pretty
ago has
much
that been?
People are usually saying.
It could have been about 5 weeks now.
Okay. So yes, I guess we've been waiting for him to say something, but I guess he doesn't have the strength to, so I guess it's up to us to figure that out. But I have ideas, potentially.
Maybe the information in Told Bite will lead us down a specific path.
Like a glare at you. It's probably one of those things where everyone just goes silent because you just interrupted her talking.
Null doesn't care as she's eating as she's talking.
Yeah.
Anatoly would give Anastasia a slight glance. It would, at that point, I assume the two. Would
It's
just
one
have
of those things like, no, we
you
don't need to murder her
should I
yet.
deal with- yeah, should I deal with them? Glance.
Yeah, give her another chance.
So Zane will speak up. Young lady, it's best that you don't interrupt when anyone is speaking.
Kind of
Perhaps.
stops. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. And she kind of straightens themselves
Yeah.
up and.
When you do this, like Anastasia give you that warm smile of no, it's okay, and then as soon as you look down, it's just like a glare of I'm gonna kill you.
It's something that you will learn with time. You seem very young and energetic. Perhaps I can help you to settle down a bit.
She blushes. Are you flirting with me?
I no longer flirt. I'm sorry.
Like no, he's trying to save your life.
Just know your place.
I'm very forthcoming. If I want what I want, I will get what I want. And
Ooh, and she kind of leans on the table, but otherwise she's not trying to be rude or anything. And she kind of looks at Anastasia. I'm sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
Wait, quick question: are her elbows on the table?
No,
Only one, because she's leaning her head on it, but she's not currently eating either.
Yeah. So Anastasia doesn't care too much about like people being rude and stuff like that, as long as it's not directed towards her, right? She's not
Okay,
gonna,
okay.
she's not gonna correct someone else
Not
on
that
like.
far into the manners.
Yeah, no. She only cares about her, right? She doesn't care about like anyone else. It's, like she might interrupt other people too because she thinks it's like I need to speak, so I'm saying something because I'm more important than you.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's gonna be probably very rude every now and then too. But yeah, so she's just like, well, no, I was just saying that it's up to us, like depending on how we want to handle things. But I had some ideas on potentially how we want to go about doing this. It doesn't really matter to me who wins the war. I mean, I assume I don't want the savages to win because then that will make things problematic for us. But the undead and everything like that, since some of us, or I guess two of us, kind of connect to them on a different level. We might be able to side with them, help them out. While the humans, or what will our group be called? Like, what is the overall group of like the mortals, the non-savages? What is this team called?
Like your personal party?
No. Like the group, like how we're fighting the guys, like the undead, like we call the undead, right? The ones up top. Then below we have the orcs and all them. Like, what is?
We're the Calidrians, right?
Is this Calidrians?
You are the Calidrians, yes.
So the Calidrians. And what? And I call them savages, but is there another word for them?
Muradai.
Muradai. Okay. Bryce will say savages. Yeah.
Mhm.
We don't want the savages to win, but we. Calidrians, I really don't care that much about. But while the Calidrians and the Muradai or the savages are fighting, we can let the undead kind of take over, I guess. Once, if they stay quiet. We might be able to talk with their leader. He doesn't seem very stable. A makeshift god of sorts just because of power, but if all go well with this box, then I myself might become something even stronger. I might be able to take her place. And if the undead take over, then I take over, we take over.
I would prefer we think otherwise. Perhaps an allegiance more than a takeover.
Legion is
But you need to have her area if you gain Calidria yourself, or the entire area of Calidria.
Legions is fine as long as it's fair, but I don't know the person. Just a contingency plan if they seem a little bit more not willing to share, I guess.
So, knowing that Zane's reborn, would they know that he has full allegiance to her, Sylvania?
This is a question for me.
Yes.
Can you repeat that? So
Knowing that Zane is reborn, would the others know that he has allegiance to Sylvania?
It's not like a set in stone thing. Like if you are reborn,
Okay.
you have allegiance.
I think it's like the mindless undead, right? Automatically follow her, but then
yes.
yeah, because I mean Anastasia's undead too, right? So she's able to say this.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a
You guys
disclaimer
have
type of
freedom of mind and body,
Mhm.
rather than the mindless undead who are bound to Sylvania.
If anything,
So-
you might have a little bit of allegiance to them because of he revived you, I guess.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
So, if we side with the undead, what would happen to the rest of the towns and things like that?
Does it matter?
Well, I don't want to be entertaining an empty pub now, do I?
Well, maybe some
I can assure you. So what'd you say?
undead potentially. I mean,
He kind of shrugs. Okay. And just eats. If that's what you guys want to do.
Yes, the dead aren't so bad. If you
You're,
want
s-
something
you're
to entertain
speaking
you.
like we don't exist, like right in front of you.
Yeah.
We're people too.
some
But
of us
I
are better
just
than
didn't
most.
know if. Yes, you both make lovely company, and she smiles. I just meant I didn't know if the undead winning meant that this land would be abandoned and the war would continue on elsewhere.
Would you like to join our ranks as one of the undead?
Um,
I'm joking, child. It's okay.
she kind of flushed for a second and was like definitely contemplating how to answer this until you say that you're kidding, and then she kind of gives this very big sigh of relief. Okay, I don't have to answer that right now. Okay. And she
Either-
starts like fanning herself to calm down.
Either way, the Caledrians are kind of in a tough spot, being in the middle of potentially two wars. One, not so much with the undead right now, but could be at any moment, it seems like. But it's smart. If they do plan a war, they're probably going to wait till they're weaker to attack.
If that's the case, do you think that the undead would have a better chance against the Caledrians themselves or the savages down south?
They
If
do have
so,
Their chance against both if they're both too weak from fighting each other.
but if we could sway it to weaken a specific opponent more, which do you think would need to be weaker? Is my question. Sorry, I should have worded it better.
I don't think it matters about weaker. I think it matters about one that's willing to work with us the best.
If I may speak, if one power falls to the swarm, the other will. They, being the amount of soldiers that would be turned, their numbers would be overwhelming.
Yeah,
I've seen it myself.
So yeah, the first allies we should make are with the undead, and then followed by potentially the savages. Mainly because we have no rapport with them as of now, so it's probably best to negotiate with them. So basically, have everyone on our side. No matter what side wins, we win.
And
Okay.
if sorry.
Yes, I care not who really wins or loses this little war. You know where my allegiances lie, milady.
And if we get the savages on our side, then we would have an even easier time taking out the Caledrians.
Yeah, whichever side, like I said, wants to work with us the most.
Yes.
Because we try to get everyone in our pocket, and what works. Seeing as with the Caledrians, I already have a rapport with them as the Inquisitor, so they already trust me. But the other sons don't, so that's the sides we should work on while this war happens, and we let it flourish for a while, and then hopefully it dies down. Stuff our actions and how we deal with it. We should figure out a way to make the side we want win based off of what they're going to give us.
We should also figure out what it is exactly that the other sides are planning too, so that way we can help with the either taking down of their side or aiding their side.
Are you thinking of sabotage?
That could be quite interesting. She smiles as she thinks about the Calidrians being sabotaged.
It's an interesting point. We actually don't know much about what anyone wants. It seems like just arguing over land at this point.
Hypothetically, because I really don't know what's going on, wouldn't it be better just to create your own undead here within the city of Calindria and then slowly take over from the inside out?
No, for multiple reasons. One, like, they'll just be my undead and I'll have to deal with them. The point that we're doing is we're letting someone else deal with it. We just ally with them, they deal with it, and then, if we have to, we kill them and take it after they put all the work in. Rather than to facilitate making an undead army when one already exists.
Why do something yourself when you can just take what already exists?
And if the point is she can control the undead, then we're just making a bigger army for her. So we do have to fight her eventually. I'd rather her not having more army in my town.
I think right now it's easier to side with someone and help them until it's easier to take them over if needed.
We slowly build up a rapport with all three, and then when one side starts winning, we side with that side, and we help them to push their advantage. Or we don't help them right away, so they have a harder time winning the war, so they're weakened. In this way, we, help the third faction take over all three of them.
And if we... I'm so sorry.
It's fine, I was slowing down. But I was like, and the third faction, we don't help us right away as well, because we want them to be weak too, just in case we need to take them over. Depends on what happens within the conversations we have with them. She gestures to you.
Sorry. And if we figure out what they want and decide which sides to side with, then we could have some advantages of sabotaging, even.
Yes. That's the point. So yeah, I guess that is the plan. So maybe this trip will aid us in what we're deciding on right now. So we might want to figure out what that is first before we make any further plans.
She has some way to tell if you're undead.
No, I do not. We have a paladin with us, I assume.
No, I'm saying he.
I
It
don't
was-
know.
I think he's referring to his character.
Character. What are you talking about, Ragnar?
I'm saying the person we're going to meet, what if he has a way to see if you're undead or not?
Well, I've already seen him several times, so if he does, he already knows. The High Inquisitor. I don't think he's just randomly casting that on me, just for funsies. He has no reason to suspect us of anything like that, so why would he waste his spells on things like that? If he could. Does that make sense?
It's not like
Yeah,
his
I
interest
suppose.
to figure that out anyway.
So we should head out.
Yes.
Is this High Inquisitor someone we can speak freely to, or should we hold our tongues?
Remember? I assume it's one of those things where the Inquisitors are supposed to be super good people that even though you're supposed to respect them heavily, even if you did speak out, they wouldn't call you on that shit. Anastasia used to not call people on that shit, but now that she's been betrayed by people, she's like, fuck everyone and everything, I'm gonna take what I can get and be what I'm supposed to be, type deal. So I assume the setting of Inquisitors is supposed to be as good people where you're supposed to heavily respect them, but I guess
for your church, which is Order, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
yes, you're supposed to be doing good deeds. That doesn't also necessarily mean you have to be a good person, though. Like, you could be, like, totally rude, but you're still doing, like, good things.
Yeah, I think it's the idea. Like Anastasia was trying to be the good person, like good, and then she got screwed over for it. So she's like, well, fuck it. Yeah. Okay. I guess you wouldn't have to ask that question. You guys would know about the High Inquisitor, right? Like,
Yeah, my
Should
guys are.
we be wearing formal wear to meet this person?
Always.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Noel kind of goes flush. Looking at her very common clothes. I guess I could wear my costume. It's better than this.
If I look around and everyone's already suited up and it's like formal wear.
Yup.
What do you mean?
Yeah, 3/5 of the.
She's in just common clothes right now, which is like a big floofy white shirt and then some tight pants with buckles going down the side, revealing her leg. And she's like, I could wear what I wear when I perform. And you guys would have known that when she performs, she wears a billowy top that scrunches near her top, kind of like what she's wearing in her art now. With a corset and then a big orange skirt.
If it's better than what you're wearing now, please cover yourself.
She kind of looks down like, I'm not uncovered.
Yeah, you just see Draco over here at the other end of the table, just in a toga with scales just ripping.
She goes into the restroom and changes.
if you'd rather not change, you can just wait outside.
I have nothing to wear. I just pull out 60 gold pieces.
Well,
Gold, so it's like,
well, perhaps we can take you to get some clothes.
okay.
We can get you a suit on the way, or you can just wait outside. Meeting with someone of importance, improperly dressed is such an insult.
If you're going to be a part of this crew, then you need to be presentable.
Well, do you know where I can get a suit?
Into the fashion police.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It's like nice all over again.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. Everyone that dresses like, yes, we know places.
Yeah, Nala is now wearing their costume, and she also has this shawl and a flower belt. But yeah.
I mean, my guy just has chameleon armor, but he knows places just for when people ask.
So while we were talking, Anastasia would have had Benjamin bring the cart around, or the carriage around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no one's allowed in her carriage except for her. So and her potential handmaidens. But I mean, you guys can be on the carriage. There's like the back part and the front part, like the little, like you stand on that back part or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My guy would probably be
That's
up on the front part with whoever the fuck's driving it.
Yeah, I was going to claim the back.
Yeah, if you want, Benjamin doesn't have to come with us, and you can drive it or something.
Elle would try to convince Anastasia to let her in, since she's also wearing a dress, kind of, and things.
I think of a good argument for that. Okay, so I can give an argument for you, but let me see what yours is first.
I can work as your handmaiden for the time being, and be your personal entertainer. And she pulls out her lyre.
No, none of that is needed. But you can stay within the carriage mainly because I don't want you to get dirty.
Thank you. And she smiles brightly and puts away the lyre.
Yeah, okay, so she'll let you.
Anatoly would do that thing where like you lift the ladies up into the carriage, like as you hold their hands up, the gentlemanly thing.
Echo.
As you do this for Null, she'd kind of squeeze your hand purposefully, like just that kind of small, subtle flirt thing.
Anatoly would not return it.
Yeah.
And so she's very gentle, barely even touching you. Yeah.
Yeah, I go in the back end and cross my legs and start writing in my notes.
We head to the High Inquisitor.
Hmm.
In the
Right.
carriage, Null would try to do her best, like proper woman kind of thing, where she kind of does the crossing the ankles and hands in lap, but it's very clear she's not used to being in this position because it's very stiff.
And you can tell, and like Anastasia's is like looking you over like a piece of meat, like she can just kill you or like eat you whenever. She's very
This
what's that?
pompous.
Yeah, oh yeah, very pompous. But like as far as I don't know how you say like sexuality goes. Like she's very flirtatious, but like no one's good enough to have sex with her. Like she's still actually a virgin, but no one's good enough to have sex with her. She might have a dungeon. That might be what the other part is. But there's lots of people getting tied up and maybe like a lot of face sitting and whips and stuff like that and chained to walls. But that's about it.
In that sense, Anastasia might notice purposefully that because of the top Null is wearing, her entire neck and collarbone is exposed, so it's very much like that sort of submissive, I'm showing my neck kind of look.
Yeah.
And it's very petite and yeah,
Empire smorgasbord type deal.
basically.
Yeah.
And does Anastasia have heightened senses or anything? If nothing else, I'm sure Null would have sprayed enough that you can smell the perfume on her.
Yeah, that's fine.
So she smells very much floral, like a very nice rose garden smell.
As she's looking at you, she would like, say like, yes, that reminds me why I keep you around.
Null is there just for the eye candy.
Yeah.
I love this. Null kind of smiles and, what do you mean? And gives that innocent sort of giggle.
She has like a gesture to your neck and like there's like a whiff of like a smell and she's like, yeah, I think you know why.
She blushes and smiles. And, I mean, as long as you're enjoying it, I can't complain.
You know what you're doing. That's all that matters.
So, I think this is Ember's turn to take us back to
I mean, one of her
travel.
last things she would say is like, is once you learn your place properly, I think you would fit in very well here.
I am trying. And she kind of fiddles with the edge of her shirt that's just poking out from under the corset.
She nods. I guess we pan to the city of whatever Amber needs to show us.
Yep. So you've left your manor and you've made your way pretty much just a few hundred feet to the front gates of the castle, to where Grigori is waiting.
Only in the matter of about 40 minutes.
Yep. He is looking at a fancy little pocket watch as he sees your carriage roll up, and he's just giddy for some reason.
Oh
It's
no.
a very strange halfling.
I would like to make an insight check.
Is he a strange halfling or is he a normal halfling?
Yeah,
I
actually,
would
that's true.
also,
Happens
but
every
I
week.
can't because I'm in the carriage.
You may make an insight check.
17.
You know for a fact he's just weird.
Alright. Alright.
I think he mentioned that, like he's a weird halfling.
Yeah. You can't detect any like diabolical or
Yeah, this is just normal giddiness.
yeah. This is just
murder.
normal giddiness.
Based off the
It was
insight
murderous
check, you realize he wants
character.
to steal your shoes. What?
The carriage pulls up to the front door, and Grigori bows in your presence, Anatoly, and says, "Welcome, welcome."
Yes.
Grigory.
Here.
As Anatoly would be, getting off the cart and doing the thing he did earlier, to lift them down.
Yeah, I was actually thinking like Sage's character would try to open the door, and she'd be like, and I was like, no, wait for them to open it for us.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
And then she kind of like pauses and sits back down waiting. And she kind of like is doing that thing where she's impatient and wants to burst out of the door, but where it's like she's lightly bouncing and watching the door intently.
Yep.
And of course, her lightly bouncing also makes her boobs slightly bounce.
Of course. Because
And I tried to follow Antol's lead and try to be presentable.
yeah. So.
Oh, yeah. We actually weren't supposed to come here. We were supposed to go to a shop to get Ragnar's character clothes first.
Well,
Yeah, I thought we did that along the way. I already took the gold out.
We would have went there and bought some nice clothes. Like 50 gold.
Expend the money for fine clothes, so
Yeah.
Ragnar's character doesn't look like a hobo.
I apologize.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yes, Ragnar now has, or Ragnar's character, which is Draco. Draco would now have more presentable clothes.
Not a hobo.
Not a hobo anymore.
We have a montage. It might take a while. Like there's lots of
Da,
just
da,
trying
da,
on
da,
stuff.
da.
Cue
Comes
some
out
like
a
old music.
variety
Yeah.
of silly costumes until he comes
Yeah.
out looking nice.
I have a feeling like Sage would try to convince him to wear a dress instead, or not. I mean Null, not me, not Sage, Null, but yes.
What does your new clothes look like, Draco?
Traditional like black and white with a red tie
Tuxedo.
type deal.
Yes, like it.
Yeah.
Tuxedo Dragonborn.
Okay.
Hold up, I found something. It also have a black velvet mask stitched with silver threads.
Kinky.
Okay.
All right.
Ready to go to the masquerade later. It's like I only need one.
I mean, hey, works.
I guess we get out.
Fancy and my identity's hidden.
I guess we're all at the cart, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess we see this little halfling waiting
Yeah.
for him to.
Yeah, and
Yep.
totally lifts you guys up. The lady is here to see you. As he lifts Anastasia down.
Of course, Lady Anastasia. You're right on time. He claps and the guards at the door open up the way. This way, your cleanliness.
She nods and follows.
He
Okay. Quick out of character question: why does he keep referring her to being clean and clean?
I don't know. Maybe he has a thing for that.
Yeah, I mean that's what she does. I mean Anastasia's, if you know, is what she's attracted to.
Okay.
he's trying to do whatever he can to please her, so he doesn't get in trouble.
So cleanliness is the thing he describes for her? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know Anastasia, this is her main trait, right? So
Okay, I see.
Follow me now. We will be going to the temple. I don't know why he wants to meet you there, but I'm not really. Yeah. He just sort of trails off as he realizes he's not getting much of a reaction, and
yeah, like Anastasia doesn't care about this guy. Like she's like, I'm not talking to you. You're beneath me. Like, you're just
He
here
just
just
sorta-
to take me places. Like you're like, essentially a phone. Come on, move.
Kept babbling on, and Tully would just be like, "Quiet. We understand."
Of course. This way. A couple of guards follow you through, more for escort purposes, as you make your way to a stunning pair of mahogany doors. Grigori,
Mahogany, yeah, something like mahogany.
mahogany. The guards open up the door, and Grigori and all of you fall in.
Oh my god. These are the most stereotypical pictures.
Yep.
not to talk shit, but like legit.
Fine, they're the basic tokens.
Yeah, it is fine. Just
It
don't
makes things
make me
easy. So when we see someone that's like cool art, like that's the bad guy.
Yep.
It's a good guy.
That guy. Stupid.
Yeah, these are just from the player's handbook
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah. There's basic tokens.
Yeah.
Like we know they're not important.
Yeah.
Kinda, I don't know. So we kind of walk in, but like she's waiting to be like dressed. Yeah, like
Grigori takes a bow and says,
Off this red carpet.
High Inquisitor Isaiah, introducing the Lady Anastasia, as per your request. The High Inquisitor just calls him over, whispers something to him, and Grigori steps behind him and says, Welcome, Lady Anastasia.
yeah. She does like a gentle like kind of bow and does like the hand hold out to be kissed or something like that, right? Like
He goes down and kisses her hand, and
Wait, isn't he her superior?
yeah, but we do a gentle bow. I mean, I do the bow, and like that's how you address each other, right? I thought like you still do that, right? Like king will still like.
Usually you kiss the hand of your superior.
No, I mean you do it for ladies, not you're like you're kissing someone's rings, right? Like how you do.
Yeah. Not kissing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
All
no.
is trying
Just,
to stay
gentle
behind
bit.
Anastasia.
just a gentle greeting.
Yeah.
And she gives
It's
it
like above the
a
hand, right?
curtsy.
Well, would give a little bow. Just kind of stay there at Anastasia's side there. Yeah. Bodyguard duties.
Yeah, Null is trying to stay behind Anastasia and is like, I'm trying to learn and I'm not. I don't know what to do.
Do it by
So
hand.
just settle down, lady. Watch and learn.
The High Inquisitor gets into a more poised posture as he says, So, I take it Grigori has spilled the beans a little bit and told you that you'll be going to Tolbite.
Yes, it was his travel, but he didn't tell me why. He wasn't privy to the information.
Well, the Inquisitor I have there has proven to be incompetent, as they have not given me any sort of communication as of recently. And I need you to do a job for me in their stead.
Who was it that he mentioned?
Another Inquisitor that
Another
he didn't
Inquisitor.
name in front of all of you.
I was getting ready to say, do I know the Inquisitor's name? I'm like, it's probably blah blah blah. They're incompetent, right? Or is it some outside force probably doing it? So I guess Anastasia will wait because she's supposed to be really nice. Like, oh no, maybe something happened to them.
Yes, perhaps. However, it's more than likely that they just gotten lazy. I know how they are, and well, this isn't out of character.
No,
What?
that can't be the case. Us Inquisitors, we very vigilant and respectful to all. Like we wouldn't lax on our jobs like that.
Yes, you should be. Well, in light of this, I have a lot of concerns coming to me about a new development in Tolbite. Something that we haven't really had experiences with before. More cult activity. The guardsman said it was more of a religious origin, and so they have written a formal letter to me and said that they are in need of my assistance. I, however, need to take care of Calidria. And, well, since we don't really need two Inquisitors here right now, I require your skills and expertise to talk to the captain of Tolbite and see what's going on there.
Understandable. It's been quiet around here. I could do help there. Do some good. Help out whatever's happening to the other Inquisitor. Did they mention what of this cult's is from? In particular god?
Yes, I was going to get to that. Grigori, the scroll. Grigori hands over a small scroll As he unfurls it, he shows it to Anastasia. This seems to be a symbol of Seth, a 1T god. If you can see that now, this is what it
Yep.
looks like.
Wait,
She,
it's
she,
named
she gives it a brief look over and she hands it back to Zane because he's the information guy.
Yeah, hold on.
It has been near the sightings of the deceased. It seems that there are several murders taking place there, and well, the captain has done his best to try to suppress news, as news of a cult would be detrimental, as people may be inspired.
We're to quell this cult and keep it under wraps as much as possible.
Yes. I take it you and your friends are quite good at this. I've sent you on many of these sort of missions. I'm sure this is just another Tuesday.
Exactly. It seems simple enough, straightforward.
Of course. Well, I can arrange a military escort for you in case you feel unsafe, or you can have the company of your friends here.
My friend should be enough. Perhaps just stay away for them to travel will be best, since I have my carriage, but it's cramped, I guess.
Of course, we can prepare horses or another carriage, for whichever they prefer.
Horse, please.
I prefer a carriage.
So it's like, since you're decided to, I guess, give your services as my handmaiden, you can ride with me. It's fine.
He smiles and nods, trying not to be not trying to speak up when not allowed. Like, she really strained herself saying even I'd prefer the carriage, but she nods and gives you a very warm smile, like, thank you.
Do we have a title, or not a title, a name for this captain? Or should we ask around and find?
He goes by Harvey. He doesn't like his first name going around. He thinks it's a sign of weakness. He's very paranoid, you see.
Why would he be paranoid? He's a ranking officer.
Assassination attempts, espionage, such as the like.
Says, oh no, he's not a coward, is he?
No, not a coward. He recently led a expedition to quell a band of undead, it seemed to have been. At least that's what I've gotten from Grigori. Is this correct? Grigori gives a slight nod and says, absolutely, sir.
That is all. I guess we should prepare to leave right away. The sooner we get there, the sooner we can help.
Before we go, I have a question about the cult itself. Do you know if these religious people have a taste for blood? Do they do anything beyond just the religious cult things? Or is there anything in particular that we should be aware of, like magics or stabbings?
Out of character, this is probably like the time where like Anastasia would have probably said well, that seems like good enough for me, but I guess Zane, if you need any other further information to gather before, kind of gestured you up to talk to him now, you talk to him now. Well, I sit on his sideline or something like that. Yeah.
The letter I was given wasn't given many important details, it seems. However, what I was given was a certain photograph of, well, you can take a look. And he hands you a photograph of two people hanging from their feet with their heads cut off.
I'm guessing this is what they do to their captives.
It seems So, I do not know the specifics of these people or what they've gone through. However, all I know is this doesn't scream magic to me, just screams deranged cultists.
Right. He'll reach back and hand it to Niles and hold this for me.
Does Nal...
Sorry, I'm not used to the name and didn't recognize it. Sorry, that took me a second
He
to
reaches
realize.
the picture
Yeah.
back to you.
Yeah, she takes the picture and glances at it, not liking what she sees. She slowly presses it against her skirt to not look at it anymore, but keep it safe.
We just keep passing it back. Draco just has it like, oh, I get to hold something? I'm in.
Oh,
It's your one
You know what? Yes.
responsibility.
yes. Null kind of like tries to stifle a gag by covering her mouth and just like slowly turns and hands it to Draco. Like, I don't want any part of that. She's not used to the murder yet. She's okay with it, just not
Oh.
used to it.
Oh, that's fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Null
Well,
hands you the
it's
picture
done.
of the men hanging from their feet with their heads cut off.
Who have they been doing this to?
They seem to be civilians by their garb. However, these details are most likely held by the captain himself.
Further questioning should be held for him. Perhaps he knows.
Of course.
He'll have all the knowledge you need. Now,
We'll be prepared.
yes, I do think that is all I can brief you on.
Go.
I wish you safe travels.
He'll nod and step back.
I guess it's one of those things where he gives us like a bow, like, and that's all. Like, so
Yeah.
it's like you can leave now. We both like bow to each other and kind of.
There's a
turn around and
bow.
go.
Jess whispers something to Grigori as he tries to catch up. I apologize. I must prepare the horses.
So Anastasia's wearing heavy armor with only 8 strength, so she actually moves 10 feet slower. But since I'm a vampire, I get 35 movement, only a 25 movement, so I move 5 feet slower. But I think it makes sense. He's not trying to move as fast as everyone else.
Yeah, she's more strutting.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Behind
Null's
you and stuff like
purposefully right behind Anastasia,
that. Yeah.
feeling safest there.
Yeah.
And because she gets to look at Anastasia's butt.
Nice butt.
I'm just slowly looking at the picture and walking.
Huh.
If
Ring a bell. If so, why does
If
this ring a
Grigori is
bell?
walking closely to Zane, Zane's gonna look back at him. May I help you, little man?
Yes, I apologize. I must prepare your horses.
Please. Scurry ahead.
Yeah, Anastasia
course.
says, yes, bring them to my manor. I need to go pack for a trip.
Right away, madame. As he quickly runs as fast as his little legs can carry him.
And I guess we head back to the manor.
I sit there, I was like, I don't like him. I don't trust him.
Yes, milady, I do not trust that little runt either.
Quite weird.
Alright.
Quite the annoyance.
I'm quite famished, though.
We
Hungry.
just ate.
Anastasia's
had
like,
lunch.
we did just eat brunch, but it is almost lunch, so maybe after packing we can eat again.
She kind of
Okay.
pauses. More food! Without yelling because of where we are.
You are escorted by the same guards outside of the castle to where your carriage is still there.
Anatoly would go do the thing.
So on the way back, Anastasia's gonna be like, so you're willing to be my handmaiden, correct?
Null nods. Yeah, if that's what you need right now, then whatever I can do to help.
On this trip, I would usually take my handmaidens or butler with me. But if you're a volunteer for that, I guess you can have the carriage privileges that they would usually have.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I don't mind being your handmaiden for this time.
You know how to take care of someone of my caliber.
I will quickly learn.
She gets like real flirtatious. Like, do you know how to service me in all the ways I need?
She blushes. In whatever way I can serve you. And she
Nice.
kind of gives you these really big puppy eyes.
Yeah, she gives you like the nod of like, that's the correct answer. But yeah, there's probably hope for you yet. When it was like, you know, those like really flirtatious, like changing the leg that's crossed to the other leg,
Yeah.
and, like revealing to little thigh, whatever.
Null
Yeah.
fights the urge to look, but definitely gives a good glance.
Yeah. Okay, that's all it pretty much is.
So you're heading back to the manor? Asking just to clarify, so I didn't miss.
Yeah. We're heading back to the
shopping.
manor. Anastasia says she needs to pack. Once we get there, she would say, like, I assume you all need to head home and get your provisions and clothes ready for the trip.
I was gonna make a joke about this, and now I think I'm going to. You see Null reached into the back of her skirt and pulls her backpack out from it, like it was under her skirt, and she pulls it out. Like, I have all my stuff.
She's like, is that everything you own?
I'm used to traveling.
We might need to get you some more clothes. Or
Okay.
costume. Only have one of them, correct?
Just this, and then my normal clothes and my armor.
Just in case something happens to it.
He blushes at that statement, not knowing exactly how you mean it.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's the whole point of it. In case it gets ripped or damaged in some kind of way.
Yes, ma'am. Small quiver in her voice.
All right, so
I'm guessing that means everyone else is leaving to go get their stuff.
It's like this. Everyone else just walk out the door, and you're just standing in the foyer, just like,
Actually, like during the cart ride, Anatoly would attempt to ask Anastasia, just like, which would probably be pretty awkward, being like leaning down to the window and shit.
yeah, and have open a window or something.
Milady, if we're going to need to grab our things for the journey, I always have a house hand have my things ready to move at any moment. If we could just stop by there.
That's fine. If you'd rather we can stop by on the way out.
Thank you. That can be done.
I guess we get back to the manor and everyone that needs
As-
to breaks away and
Yeah.
So, you all break away to collect your things and your belongings. All of you are of common races, so no one really has to go too far. At most, this takes about half an hour before everyone has packed their things and
Anatoly
gotten
doesn't.
everything together.
They're just gonna stop by his place and grab his shit because they have to do this stuff kind of oftenish.
Yep.
When, like on the way out.
Yeah, but for those who aren't normally prepared, it would take at most 30 minutes.
also murder. So you can continue driving the cart, or do I need to grab one of my people to do it?
Anatoly wouldn't mind doing it, really.
Okay.
I just have a Hakama.
Because I would say the rest
What?
of the carriage around is going to be used to carry all of Anastasia's luggage, which is probably a lot of crap she doesn't need.
Yeah. And if anything, it makes more sense for Anatoly to be up there. He's the bodyguard. Watch out for shit.
Yeah. Wasn't that like Moriarty's too? Didn't he have like a guy like that? Who was that guy?
Who's Moriarty?
No. It was in the other. Never mind. It was in the Prestige. The other guy had one, but that was his twin brother. Never mind. Like the back part, the top of it is full of luggage and stuff for Anastasia, and then everyone gets horses, I guess. What else?
Yep. When everyone meets up at the manor, you see Grigori outside with 3 horses. As I assume 3 of you are going to be.
Zane requested a horse.
Yep, Zane requested a horse, and
Anatoly's driving, so he doesn't
Yep.
need a
Draco
horse.
has a horse.
yeah,
Oh
just
no!
for an extra.
Why do I feel like that's a bad idea?
2 hours.
The
of
world may
journey.
never
I'm
know.
hungry. Draco eats the horse.
This isn't gonna be a Bjorn situation. Don't worry.
It'll be a lot better or worse. We don't know because of your memory. Am I supposed to eat this? I don't remember.
I mean, he was hungry, but he doesn't know what he was hungry for.
Yeah. But we would have went back and started packing and stuff like that, and we would have had lunch after packing because, like I said, Anastasia likes to eat, so it's like 6 meals a day potentially. Like they're like usually smaller meals, but like it's like breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner. I don't know. It's not how it's supposed to be, but then dinner. I don't know. That's breakfast and dinner. What's lunch, dinner?
Winner.
Yeah, something like that.
Dunch. I hate myself.
Well, she's used to have to do meetings and stuff like that, right? So they'll be like, "Oh, we'll meet for lunch. We'll meet for brunch. We'll meet for blah blah blah," right? So she's used to having like
Second lunch.
Yeah, she's used to having like small meals with people and talking and interacting.
Let's just fade to that because at this point everyone will be at the manor, not in. Grigori has his horses and says, I didn't know how many you needed, so I brought 3.
I'll be right back. I need to let my dog out.
Alright.
Perhaps we can use another on the cart. I'm not sure if you're fully covered. A lady.
Anastasia's cart is pulled by a white deer, white stag,
Fuck horses.
and its name is Sir Reginald.
Forgot what that name was. There we go.
Apparently knighted.
A knighted deer.
Yeah. I mean, it's very wise. It's wiser than most commoners.
I'm back.
You know how like some horses get like deputized and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then like they get awards because they help do something like that. I guess I don't know. He like rode into battle or something to go on someone and help someone, and then the person died, and Anastasia's like, "That's mine now."
So, I guess you get another carriage horse.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if Anastasia was there at the time when that happened, but she was like, "It's fine. We can grab another cart and be able to pull things." Rather a cart.
Of course. He just sort of looks at the horse and hands it over to either Zane or Anatoly, whoever's there at the time.
Anastasia be like, "Draco, you can drive a cart, can't you?"
I can try. Maybe it'll help me gain some memories back.
Okay, this will not end well.
You can put 2 on a cart, and Zane can have a third one.
Can have a what?
You can have a third horse, basically.
Sure.
But you can have a cart to fill up stuff. You can put all the stuff we need. just in case we find some stuff along the way. If this cult has some stuff we need to take back, we have a cart to take it back.
Of
Fine.
course, of course. I can get you that cart if you do not have one on hand.
Nods. Like, yes, I have no use for a cart, so yes, I would need to get one.
I shall be back shortly with one. Your cleanliness.
She nods, like, we'll have lunch in the meantime.
Of course. And he just sort of awkwardly shuffles away and then starts running back.
I guess we have lunch while we wait. Is anyone else to do anything?
So with this cult and this Captain Harvey, do we have anything that we want to deal with in particular, or picking sides, finding out how to deal with these people?
I want to know how big of a coward this guy is. It seemed like there was some information about him being a hero of some sort, but it seemed very flimsy the way they discussed it. Now he's hiding from assassins and whatnot. If you're a great hero, it doesn't seem like you'd be scared of an assassin.
I could assist with that matter if you wish to see if he's a coward.
How do you plan to test it?
So who all is here in this current conversation?
I guess this is us around lunch, like the table or something. The party.
Okay, the whole party.
Yeah, Anastasia's like, first we'll talk to him, see if we can get anything from that. Then we'll decide on how we test him if need be.
I'm curious to see what kind of hero he is as well.
He might be a bigger problem than the actual cult, depending on how he acts.
Did you have something to say, young lady?
Just thinking about if we did need to test him, that I wonder if maybe I could make good bait against something, some sort of creature or person trying to harm me, and seeing if he would act.
As if a damsel in distress.
Precisely.
So you do seem like you'll make good bait.
Yeah,
If we need it, we'll keep it in mind.
only a coward would not intervene. And if he would to save someone else, well, we'll see how he acts if it's directed directly at him. That would be an interesting thing to test, would it not?
And I wouldn't have to expose myself. I could always change myself to look like someone else.
Tony here can just scare him if he needs to.
Yes.
Essentially, a small attack. See that assassin he's scared of, see how he acts. See if he fights, or if he admits and is willing to offer you anything for his life type deal. See what kind of a hero he is. Not the easiest way to do it. First, we always talk. Get as much
Of
information.
course.
After we settle on that, we can deal with the cult.
And if he begs for his life, I'm making a presumption of what I am supposed to do, if you get what I mean.
Yes, if he is a coward, then one more person being killed by the cult.
Yes.
Perhaps we should make sure we get information from him first, though.
Yes, that's what I said. We talk first always. We decide if he's a coward or not after.
Fine.
And even to scare him, we might just be able to see it ourselves by talking to him. Who knows?
Very well.
Maybe he is a hero. If he is, I don't know why he needs our help.
Being that he allowed this cult to grow, I doubt he's a hero.
So Anastasia for like lunch has like a very small lunch, but she has like a piece of cheesecake, and there's like a little too much strawberry syrup on it, but you could probably guess it's blood.
But it's been chilled, so it's kind of like syrup textured.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's just like chunky blood, you know?
Well, I don't think she wants to just eat clots of blood. I was thinking if it was chilled, it would almost turn into like a syrup consistency, and then she could
Yeah.
spread that on her
It's
cheesecake.
cold cheesecake. Yeah, it's cold cheesecake. Room temperature.
I don't think Null would have quite caught on that everything is sweet and just continues eating whatever is in front of her.
Yeah.
Then slowly, as she eats more, she's like, ugh, my stomach's starting to hurt.
Not everything sweet. It's just that the food itself, like there's enough food to go around. Like we just eat regular food, but the portions that of the food that Anastasia ate were like a smaller portion
Okay.
of the food, and like her dessert is almost equal to the portion of food she ate than she
Got
ate
it.
earlier for brunch, which was like kind of similar to the same thing. Yeah, the difference is like you don't have strawberry syrup on your cheesecake.
She's fine with this. She actually doesn't like strawberry syrup.
Yeah. It's just a noticeable thing if you,
But did you also want to go shopping for anything that we needed before we leave, Miss?
I'll be fine, but we probably should take you shopping. I'm willing to press you in order to make sure you look presentable.
I can pay for the clothes myself. I do have some money saved up.
That's fine, I guess. Almost like kind of he's insulted that you like is like right. It's weird, right? Like she was just gonna.
Yeah, so I was laughing.
Yeah, right. Like she was gonna pay it herself, but I mean, then it's like, oh. Okay.
Null's just not used to gifts, so she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can cover it. We can just go
Yeah, but
shopping.
once
I'll
you
get
say
it."
that, like it'd be very weird. She's like, oh no, I insist, I'll pay. Like no, like right. It's like she was gonna have one of those moments, and like because it's already like kind of insulting that you said it, so she's trying to like move past it as much as possible before.
Alrighty.
Right. So she's kind of.
I'll make a side remark. Like she'll learn soon, lady.
She nods.
Null hearing this is like, "Did I do something wrong?
Yes.
I'm sorry." She kind of gets really exaggerated about being sorry and is like, she has her head on the table, her hands on her head, like, "I'm so sorry, I messed up again."
It's a learning process.
You can make up to us by learning.
She sits back up and tries to straighten herself out. She's definitely pouting because she feels bad, but she's trying to look more presentable.
So after lunch, yeah, we go. We head to a place to go shopping again. We have another montage.
All right.
Do. So, what is it that I am buying?
It's
What do
actually
you
probably
think?
similar. Like, yeah, it's very much to make sure your neck's exposed because you know that's basically like boobs to Anastasia, I guess, right? Like, yeah, that very presentable, but very much like, yes, like
Well, I mean, are they going to be fine clothes? Is this another costume?
Oh yeah, it'd be fine clothes. Yeah. Definitely fine
Okay.
clothes, yeah, this would be your nice outfit. How we got one for Ragnar?
I can't remember. I don't see.
It's like 15 gold, I think.
I think my costume was 15, so I
Wait,
think fine clothes is 25.
Yeah, hold up, but no, it's 15 gold for fine
Okay.
clothes, 5 for common or custom, and then 2 for travelers.
I guess the costume is meant to be like it can be fine clothes. That's why it costs the same amount.
Yeah. But now I have an actual set of fine clothes specifically. Whoops. Keep
You're part of
forgetting I
the
can't
team.
drag things on it when it's.
fine clothes. Yeah. So yeah, but it's very much Anastasia picks out something for you that looks very much like a baby Anastasia, I guess. Like you're just very nice outfit that kind of represents her, I guess.
Okay.
Very
Especially
much like-
since she's your handmaiden for this
Yeah.
time being, it kind of makes
so
sense.
people can see it, right? People can like tell, like, oh, she's with Anastasia. She's like, but you're not as well dressed, so there's always like a ranking of it, right? So you know, like, oh, okay.
I'm
she's-
thinking a similar outfit to her maid's, but it's white and red,
yeah, something like that.
like
it's-
no
it's her
black on
color.
it.
Yeah, it's her colors basically. Yeah.
And Null very much not being used to being this short of a dress, since it's like the maid outfit, is kind of like always slightly pulling it down in the front, but that also makes it go up in the back.
So she like it's probably one of those things where Anastasia was like dressing you. She was like, take all your clothes off, and then when she like did that, she like go put them over. Like she was like very like scared, like not scared to touch them, but very like, ew, I'm not touching those clothes, even though they're like nice clothes. She's like, I'm not touching them, right? Like,
Yeah. These are the things that she wears when she's in the bar. That's gross.
yeah. So she like lets you like put them in a bag or something.
She
Kinda
puts them
like-
back in her backpack, folded up.
Then kind of dresses you like even if you get like naked or something like that, you notice she doesn't like look at you in like any kind of way like sexualizing you or
She-
stuff like that.
Null would have undergarments, but not for her top. So she has underwear on, but nothing like to support her or anything.
And then I would assume she would get you new underwear
Yeah.
to make it nice too, because very lacy, nice underwear to make it actually fit the ensemble completely, like not just like
She would
Take
blush
off-
immensely when you pick those out for her, but completely obliged. She's not arguing.
because it has to match. Like the whole thing has to match.
Yeah.
It can't be like just like one thing off. Like yeah.
She
So-
also doesn't argue because she doesn't want to do something wrong again, like at the dinner table.
So, but the idea is like you actually like once you get dressed, then you notice she maybe look actually a little more sexually, stuff like that. Because again,
Mhm.
like she's not really attracted to, I guess, a body or like people like that, but this nicely dressed people, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Once she like sees you, she's just like, oh, that's perfect, right? Like you're just you look like me now, but
Yeah.
different a little
So-
bit. So
Does Anastasia cover it, or does Null actually get to pay for it?
you're gonna pay for it because you suggest
Yeah.
you brought it up. And,
So yeah, she pays for it, and she's wearing it out because she figures this is what you want her to wear.
Yeah.
And yeah, so now Null is in basically a maid's outfit. I like it.
and I said just like, there you go, you look lovely.
Yeah,
She-
you see,
She's blushing but smiling.
you guys probably would have seen Draco somewhere outside, like somewhere around, just trying to find different clothes because he was uncomfortable in the tux.
Just
Oh,
like you just swap it out for your toga.
Yeah, Anatolia. would
Oh
my
no,
husband.
I didn't. Basically, we got a fine. Basically, traded in the tux for a fine kimono and commoner's kimono, so I could just take, like, if I need to, take off the top and I can get my natural armor.
Well, they're clothes. You still get your natural armor and clothes.
We're going for the roleplay. I want the full dragon effect,
Okay, you just will be naked.
basically.
Yeah, okay. Remember when he said he'd wear clothes?
I'm just taking off. That just slides off. It's a robe basically on top. Just comes down to your waist. That's
Well,
it.
here-
Anatolia probably
here's
would've just been
something I
outside
hadn't
that
asked.
changing room, just like, gourd.
would
Then-
Anastasia put Null in high heels or boots?
Fuck. Yeah, she probably put her in high heels, but I mean, I guess like it's okay for her because
Null hasn't worn high heels in
yeah,
years,
that's what I'm
and
thinking. I guess it's like a conversation. Like Anastasia picks out some like high heels for you, and you're like, eh, and she's like, you okay? Do you not know how to use these?
he's like, I've walked in them when I was a child.
She's like, it's fine. I'll train you eventually.
Seems like you need a lot of work.
Null gives you a very evil eye as she's like, I'm trying.
Yes.
So if she is a handmaiden, does she need her tongue removed? Anatolia's hand would go to the top of his cane.
Oh
Sort
no,
of.
no, no. Their tongues were removed because of the actions of their father.
Understood.
Null's eyes went to the size of dollar coins and is just like, oh, thank God, I don't have to have my tongue removed.
Calm down.
I don't think we'll get to the point where she needs to be that disciplined. She seems like when she makes a mistake, she's willing to try and fix it for later, not doing them on purpose.
Yes. Yes.
I'm trying to improve.
Being you've become the lady's handmaiden and knowing her for such a short time, I guess a congratulations is appropriate, but I do not care for such matters.
She kind of like looked very happy when you started saying your congratulations is in order, and then very sad when you said that you don't care for such matters.
And don't get our hopes up. You saw the charm expression in her face.
She kind of just like, still pouting now, kind of just follows Anastasia and is like, whatever I can do to help you, ma'am.
Yeah, like so it's probably like a lot of like Anastasia like boasting about how lucky you are to be her handmaiden, right? Like probably like when
This would
she's
make her very happy.
right, like she's probably like trying to explain like your day-to-day business, like, you know, in the morning you have to run my bath, then bathe me, and then at night you have to like rub my feet, right? So it's like a lot of like very servant like
Yeah.
like you're lucky you get to wipe me and like, you know, wash me and like rub my feet type deal, right? Like that's how she feels about it, right? It's like very, very demeaning work, but I mean
Funny thing is, Null's into it. She's saying thank you so much, ma'am, and I can't wait to help take care of you and all these other things. Because another note, if you look, I added it into her main page where you should be able to see her flaws is nothing matters to you. You allow others to guide your actions. So she's full on like, if this is what you want me to do, then I'll do it.
yeah, that should be pretty easy then the flow. But yeah.
Zan's gonna lean in and say, "Be careful. If you try too hard, it's also offensive."
He stops and is like completely in a fight with herself inwardly because you tell her this.
You tell her that, but if you know Anastasia better, she wants like full submissive, like full like she wants you to know her like right like a normal noble, but I mean she's like an evil noble, so like
Wait, are you trying to deceive her? Because I'm
Yeah,
gonna make an
he's not.
insight check.
Yeah, inside. You feel. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fighting with herself. Inner turmoil. How do I do this properly? How do I please her best? Do I continue to thank her? Do I not? Do I shut up? What do I do?
Careful. Don't overthink it. Just try your hardest without trying too hard.
try your hard,
Easy
don't try
something.
too hard. Just do it, but don't do it, but do it. What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
basically what's going on with her.
Explodes.
So you see Zane, he rarely smiles, but he's smiling and he walks away.
Yeah, when when he walks away, just like when he goes past Antoli be like, I like the other ones because they're quiet.
You can learn to have some fun with the young ones. Fresh behind the ears or whatever you call it. She'll learn.
Have I
Give her
heard
time.
you calling? Has Null heard you calling them young?
Mm-hmm.
He did call you child at one point, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I think I have him 30
You
something.
have him 32.
Me
32.
being an elf, I am 126.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, you act
sure.
like a child, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Your immaturity then is at a level where he's.
So 100.
Yes, I know. Yeah, 126.
You're like 126.
Yeah, 26.
Like that's like exactly 18.
Yeah, so
It said the elves mature at the age of 100, taking on an adult name.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
such.
But I mean your mindset would be like so the
Fair
idea is
enough.
like age like you know elves age 7 times slower, so you just you pick a number like, of human and times it by 7 to make it make most sense, right? If you divide that by 7, it's exactly 18.
Yeah. You're 18 in elf years.
Ah,
How you do it with dog years, right? Like how you
yeah.
like opposite.
Hmm.
She's also quite tall. I don't know how tall everyone is. I mean, she's 5'10".
Oh, she seems taller than me.
Tall for her.
And yeah, I guess that's tall for a woman.
Anastasia is 5'2".
So Nal is a bit taller than you.
Anatoly is 1 inch higher than the average male height. 5'11".
So you are 1 inch taller than Nal.
Yeah, Zane's 5'9".
Height means nothing to him, so.
Nal's taller than Zane!
Still two
Okay.
dragon baby.
Assume Draco's
Draco's the
pretty tall.
tallest.
I'm the
Yeah.
tallest. Yeah, I'm 6'6".
Yep,
Dragon.
but what is height without memory?
For real.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
Unless you're trying to grab some off the top shelf, it doesn't really matter.
The fucked up thing is, Draco doesn't know his own age. It's the
Aww,
more fucked up part.
that's sad.
Well, Dragonborn don't really live that long, so.
You wouldn't even know when your birthday is.
Guess your new birthday is the day you remember the last thing you remember. Like, the day you lost money, that's your birthday.
I mean, for some reason, he's buying a kimono. He has no clue why.
To be fair, until you get your memory back, technically having amnesia is like being reborn, right? Like you is.
Yeah.
That's when you start off.
And then you
so-
find out you were a Nazi in your old life.
Fuck. Ow! I just yanked my headphones.
Ember, I now expect you to create Nazis. And make him one of them.
Fine.
Dragon Nazi.
I guess once.
Isn't that basically Tiamat?
Actually, yeah.
Kinda, yeah. Once we, I guess, shop, get
Hail
stuff,
Tiamat.
we shop and get everything. I guess we head by Atoli's place to get his stuff. I don't know how long we need. Is that going to be like something?
Anatoly wouldn't be far from you.
Was that?
I mean,
Anatoly would probably be like, what, 10 minutes from you?
That's fine. I'm just saying, like, I guess we head over there. I mean, I'm just saying, do we have to do anything while we're there? Like, do you have any scenes or anything you need to play out?
Yeah. Not at the moment, no.
Okay, so it's just we get your stuff and we leave.
Pretty much just he grabs his shit from house servant and they get going.
Okay, cool.
If his brother is there, he'd intentionally be avoiding him.
So I guess Anastasia tells her servants where she's gonna be, and we head off on an adventure.
Yay!
Woo, adventure. So, you guys head into your carriages. Grigori, at this point, has pulled over a exquisite carriage, fit for royalty.
All we needed was a cart, not a carriage.
Yeah.
We just need something
You're
to
gonna have
carry
two
stuff
horses
in.
pulling a cart?
What was that?
You guys were gonna have two horses pulling a cart? Or
Yeah,
did
yeah,
I-
because it's gonna be like a big cart that if we need to carry shit in, right? It's gonna be where we put all the luggage and supplies in and stuff like that.
Well, it's such a good cart, it might as well be a carriage.
Yeah, it'd be a covered wagon, right? Like a.
Yeah, essentially.
Anastasia is like I don't know, Darkest Dungeon carriage, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it, right? Like.
Before you head out, Grigori says, it's about 12:30 right now. It'll take you pretty much all night to get there. I would advise you stop at Lindrel and then just carry on the next morning.
Are you telling us how to travel?
No, I was merely just giving suggestions.
We will be fine.
Of course.
Move along.
Yes, of course. He is wise to move as quickly as possible away.
It's slightly entertaining to scare that little.
Yes, very much.
At
He is
this
quite an
point,
annoyance.
Despite that, he is pretty right. Not sure how well you all fare with traveling through the night.
Yeah, Anastasia says,
I do my best work in the night.
Which is like technically now I do as well, but traveling is not really work. But I guess we can find a nice inn in the town and stay there for the night.
I could perform for you all.
I mean, sure. What do you master? Or what have you mastered? I've
Oh.
seen one performance. To be 100% honest, I'm not completely impressed, but it is pleasurable.
She narrows her eyes at that. Well, I can
Wait, are you
play
offended?
my. I can play my lyre, my lute, or my flute, or my shawm. I can tell stories, or I can sing.
Sing for me.
Now, this is an out of character thing. I am tone deaf. I will not be singing for my character.
Yeah, that's fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
But I'll make a performance roll to see how well she does. She does start singing a gentle tune, but yeah. Oh,
Cool.
26. So,
Yeah, he'll not. Alright, so you can hold a note. Were you
he
nervous that night or
smiles
something?
proudly.
The first time I saw you, you seemed very off-put.
I mean, the last time you saw me perform, I was getting ready to kill a man who had hurt my sister.
It was a very nice song. Maybe I should start calling you my little songbird.
She blushes. Whatever you'd like to call me, ma'am.
If I may make a request, do you know the tale of the first battle? It is quite the lovely tune.
I'm gonna roll a history to see if she does, because I don't. No, I've never
I
heard
was
it
basically
before.
referring to the first battle of the war when, all the dead began rising up and shit. I would assume there's
Yeah.
probably a lot of
That wasn't the first battle. That was the
What was it?
fourth.
well, whatever,
No,
fourth
the
battle.
third. My apologies.
Whatever.
It's,
Change the name to whatever the fuck it is.
it's a
Undead
third.
battle.
Third.
Yeah.
Undead battle.
Yeah, the Battle of the Rising Dead. There, call it that.
No, I haven't heard that one.
You
I've heard
should.
more of Calidria's more songs since that's where we've been for the past. Since this is where I've been for the past few years now.
Yeah. Maybe you'll hear it when we get to our destination. Tullbite is not that far from where it took place.
I'll definitely keep my ears open for it.
Besides, once we start traveling and doing heroic deeds, and we better sing tales about us.
Oh, definitely. I'll definitely be spreading the word of you, Miss Anastasia Wicks, when we get to Tollbite.
My reputation should precede me once there, but it couldn't hurt spreading the word to know I'm there. Strike some fear in these cultists.
She smiles proudly as she thinks about. She starts trying to think of different tunes that she can make for Anastasia and all that.
Remember, don't try to.
Tries to ignore the statement. So, how long does it take us to get to where we're? Well, are we stopping for the night or are we continuing through the night?
I'm gonna stop because there's a thing to stop at. Might as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything interesting happen along the way?
Aside from the occasional goblin scurrying away, no.
26 wolves attack you on the road. Fall from the sky.
Nope, they're flying.
Flying kobolds that explode. Here they go.
Oh dear.
That's not
I've actually had to deal with that in a
Yeah,
game
that's, I was
before.
gonna say, that's not that
Yeah,
random.
those exist.
Oh no.
Flying, exploding kobolds. I
They're
love
my
them.
favorite.
Oh, some of them I hated because they exploded because they casted counterspell and that made them blow up. And if you were near them, you took force damage from their little exploding rings that they used for that.
Must have been hell.
It was. I hated
So
it
this
so
this
much.
town we're heading to, is there anything special about this town that we know of? Like anything happening there, and it doesn't have any problems?
Currently happening, there seems to be some civil unrest. However, in comparison to that of like Calidria, it's not too major. This is, however, where you first found and retrieved the box.
Hmm.
This is the city of Lindrel, and it's taken you about 5 hours to get here.
The box is. We decided to take it with us, or is that what it's supposed to be? Like, did we agree that? Did Amber? Did you say we should probably take it with us to get more roleplay from it? Because you said we couldn't really
Yeah.
talk to it, right?
You
They agreed to take it. Yeah.
when we had the session 0, I said currently there's no real reason to have you take it because you can't really roleplay with it, and it doesn't really have a purpose as of now, being that it doesn't have, being that Magni himself does not have a lot of power.
Quick question.
And cannot.
So the box is like it's like a demi-plane kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Is it infinite?
Use this bag of holding, basically.
No. I was gonna suggest we use it as a bathroom.
What?
Porta potty. Yeah.
You cannot open the box in order.
I guess
to,
the thing. I think the box can't be opened. Yeah. So
if you could open the box and just like pull the god out.
I was like, oh, did no one think to do this? Like, that's
Yeah, he's
weird.
just like it's just like, all those fucking kids shows where where characters get shrunk down and one picks them up and holding them by the scruff of their shirt or something.
Yeah.
Oh lord.
So I assume since we don't need it until something unique happens, it's in like a safe, like somewhere in Anastasia's house, like locked away behind a secret door painting. Like it's behind a secret door, and that door is a painting with a secret safe behind a secret painting. It's like it is locked away. So no one
How
can
big is the
open
box? Like, is it like handheld or is it like a suitcase?
It would fit in like your two hands.
Music box or something?
Yeah, like a music box.
Yeah, since it's valuable and yeah, Anastasia's keeping it locked away so no one else can.
Talk to it.
Yeah, well, we can't talk to it apparently, but just in case it tries to reach out to someone else, like, hey, help me, she's not doing a good job. It's like, no. This is my magic that I'm getting from it.
This bitch
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, I assume once we'll get a sense if something happens to go back and talk to it. Basically,
Yep.
if we feel something has changed, we can always go back. Okay.
All right. So at this point, there are guards at the gate, and it's currently closed for the evening. The carriage approaches, and as one guard goes to try to question you, the other one slaps him in the back of the head, points at the deer, and you are given the go-ahead to enter the city.
Yeah, so like
Wait,
my cart is kind
what?
of like the Pope Mobile. I'll say Pip Mobile, but like Pope Mobile, like it's pretty obvious what it is, right? I have like symbols from the church on the side of it and stuff like that, and like very like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's like.
Yeah. Most unique of them all, however, is the deer. At this point, you've entered the city, and compared to Calitria, it's much smaller and a little less lively. It doesn't look as prosperous, or at least the people don't, as they are wearing more common clothes that are a little dirtier. You see a lot of working people gathering around just to get back to their homes for the night.
I wanted to say, as we're passing through the gate, Null would like go to one of the windows and like ask one of the guards that was manning the gate where the closest inn would be.
Closest in.
That would still be open as well.
Well, it's an inn. It very well should be
Oh.
open.
Anastasia is like, no, that's not the proper way of asking that.
Hmm?
You should ask him where the nicest inn in town is.
Oh, the nicest inn, please, sir.
Ah, the nicest inn. Well, in my opinion, the Lion's Pride is not too bad. It
Not
is.
too bad. Is that the best though?
It's the best in town. It's
Okay.
When you-
definitely better than the Stompmaster.
And when you say that, she nods and smiles like you're learning.
There you could probably get a deluxe room, freshly
And
pressed sheets, all the like.
perfect. And what direction is that in?
It would be in the northwestern portion,
And what part are we coming in on?
the northeastern.
Okay, so not too far away. Good.
Yep. Once you find the well, just go 3 buildings down, and on the right, it should be there.
Thank you.
Of course. He goes back to his duties.
She'd probably tell Anatoly what the guard
Anatoly-
said, or he'd
yeah,
probably hear it.
Yeah, he'd have heard the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's keep. What's the deer's name? Sir Reginald.
Sir Reginald.
All right, let's keep moving, Reginald. You know, he spurs him on.
So
But it
we
doesn't
have
matter.
a deer pulling this?
It's a
Yes.
big nice deer. I showed a picture of it.
Interesting.
He's a sir. He's not just Reginald. You gotta call him Sir Reginald.
Sir Reg.
Yeah, Anatoly had that. That deer is a knight.
Yeah, obviously.
Mhm.
Obviously.
It's a
Life
great
is more
stand.
valuable than a lot of people's on this trip's gonna be probably.
You go to the northwestern portion of the town, and following the directions, you see the sign, the Lion's Pride. It is definitely much nicer looking than the outside of the other buildings, and it has a guardhouse pretty much right next to it. It would be this building right here, if you can see my ping.
Is there anyone outside of it?
Currently outside of it, no.
Yeah. Like any greeters or anything? Okay.
No greeters on the outside, however, the door is open.
Okay.
Is
And-
there any sort of like I'm trying to think of the name, but I can't think of it. I'm thinking of the word stall, and I know it's not the right word, but where we could store
Stallin'.
the
Yeah,
where we
that's-
can store the horses in the
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I was about
So,
to bring that
like
up. Anatoly would handle that.
There is a stable nearby.
After it runs out of the carriage or cart or whatever. Fuck, I forgot his name. Milady, Zane, I believe you two are capable of finding rooms. I'll find a nice place to keep Sir Reginald in the carriage for this night.
It's very much appreciated.
Yeah, and like Anastasia says as well, might need to go shopping for me. That yeah, totally. Some food for tonight, tomorrow potentially too. Fresh food.
I believe Null knows that you're a vampire, correct?
Yeah.
She would make sure to whisper this to you, not wanting the others to hear. if you need something to eat, as your handmaiden, I can fulfill that.
Yes, but sometimes I can get a bit carried away. I wouldn't want to
Understood.
hurt you
Do not worry,
too much.
my lady. I will find what you require.
She nods and so in the cart ride, Anastasia would have handed you like a large amount of gold. No, it'd be like,
Okay.
because she doesn't like walk up and pay for things and stuff like that. She usually has like, right when she's like,
Someone
oh,
pay
go give me
for
some
it.
wine and stuff like that. You have to go and get the wine. So it's just like,
Yeah.
guys would be like, I don't get paid this much as a headman, right? It's like, yeah. So you're using her currency basically. So just whenever,
Okay.
so whenever I buy something and you're around or something, you pretty much go and do it for her, and I'll take it off my sheet or whatever.
Do you want me to like put a note or anything for you? Like I can put just like bag of your gold of Anastasia's gold.
I guess if I'm giving it to you, you might as well have it, right? It's like 60 gold or something like that.
I'm gonna keep it separated so that way I know it's not my money.
Yeah, because
know
I
that.
mean, this way I could keep track of it myself, but I guess I'll do it both. Just, yeah, in case we get pickpocketed, that's the only way you would need to have it, is because if you get robbed, then yeah.
I wasn't even gonna put an actual amount, since you were gonna keep count.
Yeah,
of the
sure,
gold.
sure,
I was just gonna put that I have a bag of your gold in my.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
in
Yeah,
my
that works.
pack.
Yeah, yeah. I'll keep track of it, and you just say you have it. So if for some reason you get robbed, I lose my gold. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get robbed, I don't lose my gold.
So yeah, I presume that because we're near the nicest inn, the nicest stable is nearby, right?
Yes. As nice as the stables get, the stable would be right over here.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
not
can
too far.
see it just across the way.
Mhm.
Um,
Totally would take Sir Reginald in the carriage there.
It looks like I'm following the carriage because I'm pulling the other wagon.
That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense. You gotta put those.
You'll catch up with everyone else later.
Also, probably one of those things where we we're like going inside to find like, I don't know, fucking bellhops that don't exist, right? And they're like, well, you need someone to come take all my shit off my cart. I mean,
Mhm.
how else is my stuff supposed to get into your inn?
Mhm.
Right? It's like, I'm not putting it there, right? So we're like having probably one of these awkward conversations where you're having to explain to like an innkeeper that you need people to get stuff on nice people's carts, and you would assume Anastasia wants everything very nice up there, so like probably lots of like, yeah, the nicest room, like no, the nicest room, but then clean it right now because yeah, I don't want to be killed.
Make sure it has been freshly prepared.
Yeah. So after they get the carriages, Anatoly would look to Draco, and if they get everything put away to the places, the lady requires me to pick some things up, so you can make your way back to the inn.
A hand?
Hmm?
Do you need a hand?
No, I will have this handled. It's not much.
Alright.
Yeah.
Have fun.
I always try to find pleasure in my work.
I'm hungry. Something with blood in it. I just start walking to the end.
Anatoly, meanwhile, pretty much goes into Dark Alley, turns into somebody else completely. And was there like a stable hand or anything?
yes.
Okay. Actually, no. This is the rich part of town. Better do this in the poor part of town. Anatoly would go to the poor part of town. Where's that?
You guess that it would be towards the very eastern portion. It would be over here.
Okay. Yeah. Anatoly would go go there, and being it's night, there's probably not a whole lot of people outside, right?
Not anymore.
Okay. Is there anyone outside?
There's a couple people walking home.
Okay.
Probably a couple
Probably
bums.
just 2 or 3. As for bums, you spot around and you see some people drinking in an alley.
Nah, not them. So basically, what he's gonna do? One of the people going home, he marks them as his killer's prey,
Mm-hmm.
and essentially he is going to follow them home.
Hmm.
Yeah. When they get home, does it look like they live alone?
Yes.
You gotta check for wedding rings and stuff. Make sure they don't have anyone at home.
All right, so yeah, once he goes in there, it's his home and shit. I'm just gonna make sure there's nobody around, pretty much.
It seems to be just this man. Him and his pickaxe.
All right, yeah, I'm talking like anybody around the house, but like just in the area. But if there's nobody,
In the area, no.
yeah, okay, no one around, Anatoly turns into the Skinner, and first he'd check if the door is locked. He'd like wait for the lights to go out and shit.
The door would be locked.
Okay. Anatoly is going to pick the lock.
Go ahead and roll.
19.
Perfect. You get in with ease.
Okay. So yeah, he's going to find the guy to his bedroom.
Yep.
And well, you can guess what happens after that.
Murder, murder, murder.
So, I forget how much blood is in the human body. Yeah. Anatoly, after doing what he does, would pretty much he'd kind of hang them from the ceiling and slash open their throat and just drain as much of the blood into wine bottles as possible that he would have with him.
Yeah. So like in the cart, like in Anastasia's back part, like of the little like back of the carriage, like they have like a trunk with like these little like racks and stuff just for wine, and like half of it will be like empty
there's
wine bottles.
10.5 pints of blood in the human body, about 1.5 gallons. Yeah.
On average, the human adult has 1.2 to 1.5 gallons of blood in their body.
So yeah, I guess I collect 1.5 gallons of blood via wine bottles. And then all my other modus operandi things that you already are aware of, and if you're not, they're in my character sheet in the additional features and traits.
Mm-hmm.
Anatoly would claim a chunk of rib from this one. Yeah. And
weird way of saying that.
make his exit.
Like a chunk of rib. A piece of a rib?
Yeah. Yeah, not taking the whole thing. That's kind of big. Just break off part.
I never heard a piece like rib. We call it a chunk of a rib, like a piece of a rib, a chunk
Yeah.
made of flesh. But
I've had a part of my rib removed when I was a
Yeah,
kid
part.
during surgery.
Yeah.
part,
Uh,
piece, never chunk.
yeah. And before he leaves, actually, just looking around his house, is there anything he could learn about this person?
As far as his life, he was seemed to be just a poor working man day to day. He did have a photograph with him and some other woman, yet it seems that woman is not present at this time.
Did he learn about the pick?
The pick signifies that he is a worker of a nearby coal mine.
You pointed that out that for some reason. I was like, huh, what does that have to do with anything?
Okay. So, with that knowledge,
He writes his poem, leaves it, and then makes his exit with what he was told to retrieve. Doing his usual routine, going multiple places, taking multiple disguises, and eventually turning back into himself back at the inn when he gets back there.
Yep.
Mhm.
While that was happening, Spike or Anastasia and Null walk into the inn, and they are immediately greeted by a half-elf woman who says, "Hello there," and then immediately sees Anastasia, and she's like, "Oh, Lady Anastasia." She does a bow and says, "Whatever graces you here?"
We need a place to stay. We're traveling through.
Of course, we have one of our deluxe rooms available today.
She nods.
Only one.
Would you also be interested in room service, food, cleaning, that of the sort?
I believe Zane was saying only one room, right, Josh?
Yeah. Just asking if they had more than just one.
More than one deluxe, of course. We have 3 available today.
I would like one as well.
Of course.
No room service necessary for me.
And what of you, little lady?
I believe I'll be boarding with Miss Anastasia, correct?
Yes,
And she
she'll
looked
be
at Anastasia.
one of those like weird things where she says it like in like, another way where she says something but it sounds very flirtatious, but it's not. She's like, yes, she'll be spending most of her night servicing me. But
Of course.
she probably would need a bed set up in the room somewhere.
We may be able to arrange this.
Yeah.
It'll just take us a bit of time while
Take
we
all
get
the
the
time you
workers together and the bed together.
And out of character question, is it too late for performances? Like, I don't know how late at night we're looking at right now.
At this point, it's about 10 o'clock.
I wouldn't say it's too late for a performance if there's still people around.
Yeah, if it's 10 o'clock at night, it's probably not good for a performance because then it's like making noise for people trying to sleep.
Yeah, if there's
Fair
not a
enough.
lot of people like in the streets, it's probably not like.
Fair.
Yeah. There's no point of
Then
like
yeah.
trying to lure people into the inn if there's no one on the streets to get lured in. Yeah.
Unless it's a soft melody. I mean, you could sing softly and.
Yeah, but the idea doesn't know how it usually works is like the bards play at inns to get inn stays because it draws customers to the inn to make up for the cost, like right. But then it's
Usually,
like,
yeah.
Then it's like we're not gonna make any money from this, so not now type deal, right? Like tomorrow, right? Like.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do a nighttime performance, you should have been performing the day before to bring people in during the day.
Keep them there for the night. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But us just coming here now, this late at night, I don't think Null would know that it's probably not the best time to ask to perform. But I think she'll bring it up with the lady later on that she can perform in the morning if her lady doesn't need her and if everyone else is free,
Yeah, of course.
or if everyone is free.
So Anastasia finds a nice secluded place to sit and expecting people to come over to take orders for food or something like that while they get her room ready.
There is just an average-looking human man as he comes over and says, "Hello, Lady Anastasia. How may I serve you today?"
She says, yes, there's something small for the night before I turn in and the room's ready. So, a glass of wine and something sweet, whatever you have.
Of course, we have a tart available tonight if you would like that.
It's like, that'll do. And she,
Of
like,
course.
looks to, I guess, Null. It's like, and for you?
If you have any meat, I'd love a glass of that.
Of course. Is
And-
Zane there as well, or?
Else sat, she gestures to whoever sat with her.
Yeah, Null would sit down with Anastasia and just trying to make sure that she's being polite.
Do you have your crew with you, or is there extra seats?
Can you repeat that? I didn't quite get that.
I was asking, Spike if he has his entire like
No,
entourage.
I left them at home since
home.
Sage was bringing that up. So I was like, yeah, that works for the character to have something, and I don't need to like use NPCs to do it if she's gonna do it, and gives her a better place in the group. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I'll sit around too.
I assume we're all sitting around the table and it's like this little back table private area thing. You can talk.
Yeah.
For a bit. Yeah.
Go on.
I was trying to think of what Null would say, and I'm thinking like she'd probably check in with Anastasia, and like after the woman got their order, she'd lean in with Anastasia and is like, "Am I doing all right, ma'am?"
If
Yeah,
you're
you're
asking,
fine.
you're doing enough.
How am I supposed to learn if I don't ask?
You get rewarded by doing great. You don't have to ask for it.
Well, as long as you're not being punished, you're fine. When you're punished, you'll be told why you're being punished.
Exactly.
Null is very conflicted with blush because she doesn't know exactly how you're meaning this, and is thinking to herself like, "Well, some punishments could be good."
Yeah.
She's not saying that out loud.
Yeah. If she's blushing, like on the start, let me make an insight for us. She better pick this up, but she's.
Do I
Have you
hit roll
spoken this
deception
before?
because she would be trying to hide it?
Sure. If you want me, if you're blushing, it's kind of like right, it's on your face, but yeah, I'll see. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could tell that her mind is somewhere else other than just her handmaiden duties.
Yeah, and she's just like, and not the good kind of punishment.
She nods. I understand, ma'am.
If that's what you're after, that can be a reward.
She kind of straightens up and is like, "Oh dear, what am I getting myself into?"
Have you served the mistress before? Or any other higher ranking person?
I'm gonna make a history check to see if she has, because not necessarily of high ranking. No, I've serviced others, but no
Honestly.
one of Miss Anastasia's stature.
No. Were you born a slave?
Oh no, I nothing like that.
So what of your family? Echo.
Nala's a little bit taken aback, not expecting having been asked about her family. Well, you know I had a sister. She is no longer with us after that man. She didn't survive what he did to her.
Hmm.
And
then our contact took care of that, correct?
yes, he's been taken care of. But besides her, we just had our mother. Her father was never in the picture.
Hmm.
When Mom died, me and my sister moved to Caligria together. So, I'm alone now, but Mom was with us until we were about ready to leave when she passed.
I was getting ready to say something so mean, but I'm like, is that too mean? Like, I'll just say it and see what happens. Yeah. So she's like, well, it's sorry that what happened, or it's bad that what happened to your sister and family and all, but lucky that you were able to, we were around to get justice for her, and if anything, your life is probably better now that you met us.
She kind of smiles, and I actually agree with you. I am sad for what happened to my sister, but I got justice for her, and I'm happy about that. I have you all to thank. And depending on how far we go together, you guys could end up being my new family.
Well, it was like, Anastasia gives you a nice smile, but as soon as you're not looking at her, she's just like, ew. But yeah.
clearly.
Yeah, Zane's gonna kind of shake his head like immediately, not even give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, nah, that's not gonna happen, kid. It's extremely hard for me to trust the kid.
She nods and
Betrayal is a very hard knife to pull out.
I've never experienced that, so I can't judge you for that. I'm just
Great.
sorry it happened.
Just pray and hope that you don't. You may not
Kind
survive.
of stands on edge for a second, thinking like the only people who could really betray me are you guys.
Did you say?
No, that was an in-character thought.
What was the in-character thought? I didn't hear what it was.
After he said, just pray to God that you don't experience betrayal, and she had a thought to herself like, wait, but you guys are the only ones who could betray me.
Oh, yeah.
Or backstab me.
Yeah. Making sure everyone in the group is competent enough that we don't need to sacrifice anyone. You'll be fine.
What happened to our dragon?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, this is about the time I'd be walking in. If I see Anastasia, I would have used
All would wave
this
him
and
over.
let her know quietly, telepathically. Antol is doing what you asked of him, and your ears in the stables.
Yeah, I can't speak back, so I can't do anything.
No, well, you could just nod, but that's about it.
I guess I just look up, like I guess the idea is like you walk in the room. There's probably lots of people around, but everyone's given like the area that Anastasia's in like a very like wide berth. But everyone's probably like muttering and talking to themselves about her, like in that direction, if there's anyone in the inn right now. And I guess because of that, you walk in, you're easily able to be like, oh, they're looking this way and through that way, so that she must be over there, and you see her like in the back, and you just like do that thing. I guess she looks up at you and gives you a nod. Yeah.
And I'd come over and sit.
What have
I
you
would
been up to?
smile at you.
I don't put up the horses. Antol put up the beautiful deer. Really gorgeous.
No, it's like so Reginald is fine steed.
The carriage is there. So's the wagon.
I'm going to ask
Hungry.
if you not get physically attracted to the deer, please.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
not sure if you're beast kind, like mating with
No.
other things.
No.
Ugh.
No attractiveness to no.
Just out of curiosity. I prefer you not try it.
That's the ongoing joke with Ragnar's character. He's always attracted to something weird in the game.
It's robots. Then it's not robots. Now it's deer.
Yeah, Anastasia just kind of gives you like, no, there should be none of that. But,
Just
yeah.
want some raw flesh. I don't know why, like raw chicken or steak.
I guess that's not uncommon for dragon people.
Not being very exposed right now, though, would scooch a little bit away from Draco and closer to Anastasia. Like, yeah, totally normal. Scoot.
Why do you crave this
I don't
flesh?
know.
Have you
No,
not?
back from the manor. It smelled familiar. I don't want to see if it tastes the same.
Well, it should be pretty easy to get that. Come with mine, that you're gonna ask them to bring you one.
Okay.
At this point, the food has gotten there, and the woman comes over and says, "Your room should be all set now."
Thank you.
Yes, of course. And as the woman walks away, Anatoly is seen walking in.
Nala would wave Anatolia over. Looks like we're all here now.
Murder should muted if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Or murderers might be. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Anatolia would come in. His bag's a little heavier looking than normal at the moment. Lady Anastasia, sadly, none of the sweet shops were open, but I was able to find what you were looking for. He'd open up his bag. I calculated this. With the standard bottle of wine being about 750 milliliters, there's 7 bottles of wine. There's
A lot. Okay. Probably need that
wine.
bottles of wine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably only ever need to 1 bottle per night. How often do you go and kill people? Is it like every night or every few nights?
Kind of random.
So like the idea was she would need a bottle probably a day, maybe. Nah, probably not that much. That's probably a lot. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Try to do a bottle.
However much he would usually bring you is how
Yeah,
much
yeah.
he
You bring her X amount of
Clearly
bottles,
enough.
and it's enough to the next time. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah. So when you hand her the bottles, she kind of like gestures to Nals as well, since you're gonna be my handmaiden. This is gonna be your responsibility to understand how this works. So. I, as a vampire, drink blood, but I prefer to mix it with stuff. With sweets, with wine, with other things. So, to keep up appearances, we usually keep it in wine bottles, and we mix half wine, half, blood.
Yes.
So, can't just, start mixing, right, kind of deal.
Yeah, so are you telling her to right now mix some of the blood into your wine?
Yeah, kind of like,
She
it's gonna be
immediately, without hesitation, stands up to be formal, takes the bottle of wine, uncorks it, and slowly pours some in with your wine.
Okay. Yeah, like she says, she kind of gestures, later on when we're in the room, you can mix into 1 bottle, just to make it easier.
Yes, ma'am. And she corks it back up after filling up the glass, and she'll put this bottle that she currently has into her bag.
Fine.
I'm marking this as bottle of quote-unquote wine.
Yeah.
Why don't you give it a try?
Hmm?
Why don't you give it a try? Take a sip.
This is mine. She has her own, but maybe
Let's have it fun.
if she's lucky, I'll turn her one day.
He blushes bright red.
Oh, she's full of juice. Look at her.
Evidently showing off her blood.
Blushing even more! I might roll a constitution save to see if she faints. I think she definitely sits down with a slight, whoa, catching
Headedness?
herself.
Yeah, lightheadedness.
And she's like, I appreciate the thought, ma'am. Of course, I would never want to assume you would ever do something like that, or ever try from your stock. This is definitely for you. And she's just stammering, not knowing what to say.
He smiles. It's fine. It's all right. You can settle down.
She takes a deep breath and tries to
Compose
straighten
yourself.
herself back out.
Compose yourself.
Did you enjoy yourself, Natalie?
Always find pride, enjoyment in my work, but sometimes it's just work.
I'm guessing they didn't put up a challenge.
Too easy.
Exactly.
Anatoly would have ordered himself a whiskey on the rocks.
Would have gotten to you. Did Draco order anything?
Yeah, like a raw to somewhat medium steak
Raw.
It has to have a lot of blood in it. It has to be mooing. If you know what a raw medium is.
It has to be moving.
Yeah. They basically give it to you blue rare, practically fresh from the cow.
Cut this chicken's head off, pluck it, and hand it to you. It's like, here you go. You get salmonella.
No.
Yep. At this point, you get your whiskey on the rocks, and your beef that has seen the oven before it came to your plate.
Barely.
Yeah, he knows that it exists, and that's about it.
I kind of walked past it, you know?
It was hot as far as how much they knew they were there for. Like, right? It's like it was hot there for a little bit.
Nall's drinking her mead, enjoying the honey taste of it.
Saying just taking notes. Taking notes.
So what have all of you been up to while I was out?
Taunting the
Getting the
kid.
room set up.
Yes.
He says basically, they say setting up the room, getting food, and training my new handmaiden, I guess.
His eyes would narrow ever so slightly.
I don't believe I was around for the training of the first two. What does that entail?
Making sure they know their place.
As they should.
All kind of slunches down like a whimpering puppy, like trying to make themselves look smaller.
Mouse, read the Discord. You can
I'm taller than her. I can't be taller than her.
What happened?
mouse
Yeah.
up the Discord. I don't know how you can even do that.
What?
Mouse
I
left the
don't know
Discord.
how he did that.
But he's no longer keeper of the realm.
Motherfuckers left.
How did?
I didn't know
message
you can
you.
do that.
Spike?
Yeah, you
check
can
if you're
leave.
able to delete the server. Like you're probably the owner now.
Right.
I don't even know how to check that. We'll deal with it later. We'll deal with it later.
Yeah. This is interesting.
Yeah, this is interesting.
You have to re-invite him so he can do all the stuff and give him admin permissions. Jeez, Mouse.
Good job.
Okay. I think we got a little perturbed there.
He clicked the wrong thing, I guess.
There's a lot of buttons to hit on accident. I didn't delete it.
Since we got a little off track, can we take a second so I can run to the restroom?
Sure.
I mean, it's 1 a.m. for me, so
Yeah, let's say it's probably time for me to run.
it's probably time to
I would
just
say we should probably finish up whatever we're doing so we can. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just take a trip to the restroom, and then we'll just finish up when you get back.
Okay.
Discuss the whatever else we were doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Draco would remember the taste it was. It was all animal blood. But that's the only thing he can remember. He remembers the
Okay,
taste and
so-
smell of raw
So this
flesh.
motherfucker
blood.
has both kinds of amnesia, retroactive and the regular kind.
I mean, my character's based around a mountain that
You can't
Nobody really
form new
knows the lore
memories,
about
and he
it
doesn't-
anymore.
And he doesn't have any past memories.
That's
all I have is a week.
I think I have to remember like that was the other trope for D&D. Like, oh yeah, what's your story? Like, oh, I have amnesia. What? Yeah, I'll think of it as we play. Oh, okay.
It's a good cop out.
Yeah, it is.
So it can be fun if you like know your DM is really good and like you trust them to give you a backstory, sort of. Though at the same time, you can't really.
Well-
you get like what you get.
Amber really didn't explain. It said it was a lost civilization that was in that mountain region, and my character came from that, and I have no memories.
Okay, so you've been living under a rock for 40 years or something, yeah.
Don't worry, I'm writing something up. It's just not good.
Okay.
Yet, so
Okay. See, You see, I really
I'm not-
don't.
I'm not going to present it to you until it's finished.
Yeah.
So,
So my amnesia thing right now is waiting till I get more so I can fix my amnesia around the mountain.
yes. I'm currently in the process of writing stuff for your backstory. I just want to make sure it's good and it's not just like right now. I just have a few bullet points of like things.
No,
like,
you're
ideas.
good. You're good. I was getting ready to message you that way. Sage, Spike, and Josh for role play, and be like, "Do you have anything yet about that region of mountains?" So I can start putting it into my character sheet.
Yeah, I'm gonna quality assurance first. I don't want to just give you bullshit.
Nope, it's understandable.
Hmm.
Because all my character has is the common clothes, two little embroidery symbols of Tiamat, Comet. That's it.
So, I guess the idea is we I guess eat and turn in for the night and do stuff, whatever it is.
Yeah, I would have stayed out in the hall because I technically don't have a room, so I'd probably stand guard outside.
Okay. Do you stand guard all night?
Oh, I'd sleep right there outside of the wall,
you're like-
aka stand guard.
Okay, so you sleep outside on the wall. Okay.
Yeah, but hey, if anybody comes to the door, I'll know. You have to
And
deal with
Anatoly
me.
took himself a room.
Mhm.
How nice is this inn? Is there like how pissed is Anastasia?
Anastasia would be a little miffed because it's not perfect. However, it's much better than the inn that you visited the last time you were here, which was the Stoutmaster, which is where you found the box. It's much cleaner. The food is a lot better.
I have a question.
Yep.
In what way is the room not perfect?
Like, there might be some dust.
I'm gonna see if Null would actually recognize this.
And there
Nope.
might be a small stain, not on the cushion that Anastasia's sitting on, but the cushion that Nal would be sitting on.
They just like grab the shitty bed to bring in the room for her or something.
The worst one.
Oh,
It's like I need a bed for my servant. Like, okay, we can show a servant's bed. It's like, here you go.
Yeah.
Null would. Sorry, go ahead.
It's a higher quality bed. It's got a good frame. However, it seems like the sheets weren't pressed, and it was basically just taken from another one of the cheaper rooms.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so it's just like a decent bed. It's
a decent bed. It's just not like perfect like yours.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably something you're used to, right? Like
Null
it
thinks
might-
it's great.
Yeah, it might even be a nicer bed than what you're used to. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking she would need like a 17 to notice the dust to know that Anastasia wouldn't like it, but she thinks the room looks fine and doesn't realize that anything would be upsetting to Anastasia at first. So she kind of just starts prepping for her normal duties for the night. Like she starts getting a chair ready for you and getting a stool for her to sit on so she can rub your feet.
Okay, so yeah. So it's probably one of those things where like I guess you just give her a bath or something like that. And then like the full very like servitude type situation, right? Just doing stuff that and like depending on how well you get into it depends on how well Anastasia like realizes like, oh, she might be okay, like, right?
What should I roll to see how well she's doing?
I think it's more of a personality thing, right? Like, if you are you happy to do this, or you're just like, I gotta rub her feet.
Oh,
in there.
she's fine with it. I mean, she probably isn't the most like enthralled with giving you a foot massage, but she's not complaining about it. She's not gonna outwardly show that she doesn't like it or anything. She's just like, this is a weird thing to do, but okay, she wants me to do it.
Yeah, as I'm saying, do you feel like this is a weird thing to do, or do you feel like, ooh, I get to touch her feet? What? Like, that's awesome.
You know what? I don't know how to roll to see if she has a foot fetish because I'm not determining
I guess
this.
that's up to you, but if you want, you can roll. But I mean,
evens she does, odds she doesn't. Rolling a d4. Odd she doesn't have a foot fetish, so
Right.
she doesn't want to touch your feet in the sense of it being that, but she's not complaining about the job doing.
yeah. But the question is like, if you have a foot fetish, more is like, are you willing to serve, or is it just kind of like happy to serve because you surveyed someone more powerful than you, or is it just kind of like, I don't really care about nobles that much, or just like a normal person, right? It seemed like you were like setting this character up to be very submissive in some points, where it just seemed like it would be like a happy to serve type situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. She's happy to serve Anastasia if it's making her happy.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, just making sure you're happy. You're not like mad that you having to do it and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah.
Like I said, her flaw is that nothing matters to you. You allow others to guide your actions. So if it seems that she's making Anastasia happy doing this, she's doing it with the smile.
Yeah, and the more compliant you are, the happier you make Anastasia. So that's just basically what it is. Even if, like, doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're like very compliant to her, she's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I made a note that she wouldn't notice the dust, so she doesn't know that if there's anything wrong with the room. But she immediately starts going into okay, I'm doing a duty for Anastasia right now, and I got to get it done. So she started like getting a chair ready for her to like fluffing a pillow for her to sit on in the chair and getting a stool close enough that she could sit on the stool and rub her feet and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, like that's kind of like willing to serve, stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, because I guess Anastasia would notice the dust when she walks in. That's why I was gonna say maybe I don't even notice it. Maybe it is a nice room, but I'm like, nope. I guess she notices it, and she's like, yeah.
You rolled a 21 perception, so I'm pretty sure you noticed.
Yeah. So I noticed it kind of. And I was like, kind of like look at it and like, It's like they tried, but they could do better. I guess I should send in word from now on that I'm coming to make sure they do better. And then we just kind of. I guess Anastasia just lets you pamper her throughout the night, drinks, and then good night's sleep. I guess that's what I do for the night.
And once she's gotten Anastasia to sleep is when she would do her other duties of like prepping the room for the morning and then also mixing the wine with, or well, quote unquote wine with actual wine for her since she said she likes it mixed. And then just prepping that for the morning, and then she would she's gonna roll her bedroll out on the bed even though it does look nice because she doesn't trust hotel beds no matter what. This is just a thing with her from her travels she's used to doing, and she rolls out her bedroll and she gets into it and meditates for the night because she doesn't actually sleep. She is content with herself with the duties that she's done for the night.
Yeah, I'll just go to my room and bide my time, wasted doing something. Don't have to meditate. Don't have to do anything really. I don't think, right?
Anatoly would go to his room, open up his little trophy thing, placing the little piece of rib in it, and sketching a drawing of the victim before closing it up and going to sleep.
And me, I'd get on my knees and just sit there up against the wall, my back up against it, and stay there on guard.
If you need assistance, Dragon, come find me.
Okay. Most likely, nothing's gonna happen, and I'll end up falling asleep in 5 hours, so.
Right. Have a good night.
You too.
Is that the end of the session then?
If everyone has gone to bed, then I will have to say that this is the end of the session, for it is 1 a.m. for me, and this is a good place to stop as any.
Yay! I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
And,
think that was
turn
a
the
good
stream
start.
off so we can talk.